Whoops.
You good?
Working on it.
Kia ora, New Zealand. Welcome to Sweet Chain Live. My name's Matt Drake. This is episode 95. Brady, we're back. We've had a bit of a break, a bit of a refresh, sort of, and we're now back. We're now back.
Yeah, I was going to say a bit of a level up, not a refresh.
Yeah, it was. So, firstly,
are you wearing
apologies.
It?
Yeah, apologies that we've been away for the last 2 weeks. I got married, and so that's why we didn't have a show for the last 2 weeks. We've had family visiting and a bunch of tasks and things to do in order to ensure that the day went smoothly, which it did, fortunately. So it was very much fun, good fun, and yes, we are back now though. So yeah. We've only got a few more shows until we take another break over Christmas. So we've got, I think, 3 more shows. It'll be this week, next week, and the week after. 22nd of December will be our final show of the year, and then we'll be back on the 5th of January for for the first one of 2023. So yeah, that'll be episode 96, 7, 8. That'll be episode 99. So and really that's when we really start the run in to the 3 big majors of the year, which the first, which in the first week of February. So we'll have about 5 weeks in the run up to that. So that's sort of what the calendar's looking like. We've also got a few things in the works, which might change how you view and watch Sweet Chain Live. So listen out for this. Not big changes, but changes nonetheless that I think will make the viewing experience better for us all. So yeah. So listen out for those ones. Right, the show tonight. We're going to go through some hot scores. Now, the hot scores we're going through this week will be for the last 3 weeks. So there's some pretty low scores. I did the North Island, and there's some pretty low scores this week. We've also got going to go through some tournament results. There were 3 major tournaments over the last 2 weeks. We'll go through those results and also talk about the Scott Stokely clinics, which are happening across New Zealand. I think the first one is on Saturday, and then pretty much all of next week. So without further ado, hot scores. Brady, take us through the south even.
South, yeah. Let's start in the south, shall we? Let's start down in Invercargill. Like you said, we're going back 3 weeks. So, if you thought you got the hot round this week, you need to have held it for a little bit longer than that. Queen's Park, Jack Halliday, 11 under par to start us off this week. We are starting in double digits, and that might become a theme going forward. In Dunedin, Chingford Park, Chris McLean, good to see his name on the board, -6 at Chingford to do real well. And in Brockville, Tom McKay holds top spot with -3. Over to Queenstown and the Garden, looks like Mikey Yu finally got the pro account, 15 under par at the Gardens. Nice shooting, Mikey. Out at Tucker's Beach, we got Jeremy Howard, Mikey Yu again, and Jin Cato coming in at -3 for the hot round at Tucker's. In Ely Point, Blake Felton ties course record 7 down for the hot round this week. Nice shooting, Blake. And at Lismore Park, Cooper Solis gets it done with a 15 under par at Lismore. Good to see double digits back lakeside. Up in the Garden City, Jelly Park, Jeremy Brockenshire, not quite a course record, but man, a blistering 16 under par. Brooker Ave sees Ben Schicker shooting -7. Nice shooting, Ben. Queen's Park Reserves got Jono Scott and a Timoti, put your name on your UDisc account, shooting -7. And at Warren Park, Callie Thompson and Jaden Watkinson tie up the top with a 14 under par. Not to be outdone, Nelson, good to see people are playing. Connor Dove comes in with a -7 to round out the South Island. Matt, I heard there were some pretty hot scores up on the north. What do you got for us?
Well, let's start off with a bang, shall we? At Berrenport, Francis Orange hits 10 under par, shoots a perfect 10 birdies from 10 holes to take out the hot score and set a course record by 2 shots. Is that Brady? Two shot course record?
Correct.
Incredible. He's on the Team Sweet Chain Discord, and when he posted the picture, we all went crazy. It was incredible score. So well done to Francis. 10 under course record. Hikoikoi, Andy Davey hits 6 under par. And up at Harcourt Park, Blake Feltman from Huntsville in Alabama hits the hot score with an 8 under par at Harcourt Park. Up at Linklater, Arthur Horn hits 8 under par. And at Maryland's, it's Brian Beast who hits 4 under par. Blake Feltman is on holiday, it would seem. He hit the hot score at Topol with a 10 down, and that's on the black layout. And over at Flaxmere, Ephraim Russell hits 3 under par, so well done to him. Up to Tauranga, and it's Paris Halstead who hits 6 under, and Richard Waterston hits the hot score with a 13 under par at Henderson. So congratulations and well done to all of those players. Yeah, some pretty good scores that we've been seeing. And I was sharing a comment with someone at League yesterday, how the standard, at least at League, seems to have increased by a few notches. right? So we were saying that last year at Wellington Spring League, if you came in at par for Hardcore Park, you'd probably be like, I don't know, third or fourth on the night. If you hit par now, then you're coming in sixth and seventh. And that's in part due to some different players, and it's part in due to the general standard improving. And that's happening across the country, and it's fantastic to see. I'm going to get the analytics team actually on a little bit of a project to have a look to see if we can quantify, maybe through rated rounds, as we found the analytics team have been working hard on getting a better data access, which I think they've achieved. And what it can do is it can tell us in a far clearer quantitative form actually how New Zealand has progressed and how the standard of disc golf has improved in New Zealand. So we're due to do a stat show in the new year anyway, when we get the fresh batch of UDisc data from the guys there, which I'll reach out to shortly after the new year. And we'll be able to do that similar to what we did last year, and we'll be able to update that and send it out as a PowerPoint that you can then use to take to councils, take to local park authorities or whatever, and perhaps it holds some value in convincing them to put more courses in the ground. I know certainly some people have used it for that in the past. So yeah, we've got a stats episode incoming, and that will cover a lot of that, and we'll be looking at not just the UDisc results, but also the PDGA stats as well, which will show that the quality of New Zealand disc golf, and I'm going to put a little asterisk and say it's the quality of New Zealand disc golf in a closed system, right? So we're not talking about how does New Zealand disc golf compare to the States and our ratings inflated, and that conversation, that's separate. What we're saying is that the standard within New Zealand has grown by this many sort of points, and we can look at that. So very much looking forward to that. I love it when the analytics team put some stuff together like that. It's always very interesting to see what they can do. So yeah, right. We're going to go through some tournaments. Let's have a look. We had 3 major tournaments being played over the last couple of weeks. So let's take a look first at what happened down south in Temuka for the Temuka Tussle. And it's this one here. Willie Trattina took out the pro division with a 3 under par, 3 shots over Callie Thompson, who was second, 6 shots ahead of Jade Puke. And in the ladies division, it would seem that it was Catherine Mason, new name for us, took out the ladies division there. Very competitive Masters division, which is good to see. And so that's always a good event down in Temuka. Say it again. This one didn't get rained off, I don't think.
Where's the go down to the juniors? Was there juniors entered in this one?
There was.
Okay, plus 19. Yeah. There was rumors that Sam was playing. Seems like he's playing pretty steady, a little bit below his rating and that kind of stuff. But yeah, Sam was one of the juniors we had up at nationals. And so, yeah, I'm always kind of like, keeping my eye on that, you have Samuel, like Sebastian's down there as well. So yeah, just kind of keeping an eye for like those up and comers.
Hard. An 898 is a ridiculous rating for someone playing in the under 15s. Right. Let's move on. We also had Fault Line Fury, which was held in Hardcore Park. I couldn't play this tournament personally, but I was fortunate enough to get round to watch a lot of it. And so let's go and take a look at that. Brady, you played in Fault Line. Talk us through.
I've still been nursing an injury, so yeah. I pinched a nerve in my back, so I've been a bit underperforming lately when it comes to the course. Like putting was all right, but yeah, drives were just hit or miss all weekend. I had the pleasure to play with Francis, Joseph Berry, and Jay Watkinson, so that was an absolute pleasure on the first day.
Yeah.
I have to say I haven't had that much fun competing in a long time. I just kind of wish I could have hung with them on day two. But yeah, Francis was playing really well. So yeah, like the conditions were kind of primo. Like there was a bit of rain, but it kind of, like wasn't super heavy and like super windy as it's been in years past. So yeah, it was good to see. What was that? 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 rated rounds on the weekend?
Yeah, there's four there. Sorry, there's five. Hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 rounds there, including Jay Watkinson's 1050 rated round 3. That's at California Park, which he beat everyone else in the field by 4 shots, and that's really the kind of the what gave him the lead, because Francis plays very well at Hardcore Park. And really came back in the third round, and so in the fourth round, sorry. So if it wasn't for that third round score by Jay, then it would have been a lot closer. Joe Berry was 7 shots off Jaden, and then Andy Davey pushing hard in the final couple of rounds. Had a bit of a nightmare in the first round, but finished the tournament well. In the ladies, it was. Let's just have a quick look at the ladies. It was Amy Whitmore who took out the ladies division with a solid 890 rated round 4. And Carson Boone absolutely bossed the amateur division. The Masters division with a very solid 10 under par for the tournament. Took out that division with ease and actually finished, I think it was 5th overall. Tied 5th with Ryan Cambridge. I spoke to him actually yesterday at League about this. And he was saying he left shots out there, enough shots to have pushed him into second place. So it's it's I think one of those that fault line for me. If you go back and look at the scores in the past, they were a lot higher than we've seen here, and that's an example of how kind of the kind of quality creep of New Zealand disc golf has been. Every year you're seeing it go. You're seeing shots come in lower and lower and lower. And now at fault line, you really need to be shooting something ludicrously well to get anywhere near the top. Suddenly now shooting 3 or 4 down at Hardcore Park is not good enough. You just simply won't put you in contention. Whereas in years gone by, it would have put you at least on the podium.
Well, and that's a super interesting thing to see here too. Is if you look at in this open division, like round 1 and round 4 were the rounds played at Hardcore Park for the division. Francis Orange shot 1,000 rated 4 under par in the first round, but he had to shoot 7 under par in order to hit 10, 11 in the final round. So and there arguably the conditions were worse in the first round. They were, kind of primo scoring conditions on the second day. So, there's that to take into effect. But yeah, it's interesting to see that a little bit as well, that, typically we say that 7 under par at Hardcore Park is 1,000 rated. And so the fact that he did that, in fact, it was 10, 11 rated in that final round. But the fact that he was managed just 4 down, just a 4 under par was 1,000 rated. Typically, you have to shoot 4 to 5 underneath, but just 21, 22 under par to win the tournament and ahead by 6. Is Joe in contention at that point, or is he just along for the ride? Nothing personal, Joe. Joe, you're great. I love playing with you. But yeah, just Jaden and Francis were on another level that event, those last couple rounds are something something special.
Yeah. So Jay had a 4-shot lead, it would seem, or sorry, a 5-shot lead over Francis, and what would seem to be maybe a 6-shot lead of Joe going into the final round. So he had a bit of a cushion, and Francis was able to put a good round together at Hardcore Park. Can I feel slightly aggrieved that my 6 down at League only got a 969 rated? can I have a gripe? Can I write a letter of complaint to the PDGA? I hit 6 down. I thought, this is great. I might come somewhere near a decent rated round. And mind you, it's still the highest rated round I've ever shot. So I will take it nonetheless. But yes, this is a fantastic example of what some of these guys are doing. Jay, Francis, and Joe, obviously 3 of the best players in the country currently, doing very well. Now looking at Day at the Lake. Now this happened in Te Anau, and this was this weekend just gone. So let's just grab the results of this. So this was run by Morgan Hartfelt of Generation Disc Golf, and so let's get the results up on the screen. And it was Levi Stout who took out the win with by 6 shots over Ben Wheellake. I think he won this last year as well, from memory. Mike Hugh, Andrew Popham often pops up with a decent score, and has done so again, finishing tied 4th. And as we go further down in the ladies division, Nicola Stout takes out the ladies division. So yeah. So go on.
Oh, I just thought it was interesting. I wonder if Ethan hasn't been competing very well. I know that he's been practicing well and like putting in some like good solid rounds, like off the course and that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's kind of been a little bit off the pace when it comes to competing and that kind of stuff. But it's good to see Levi up the top again. And like Ben pushing, there's been, I know that I've personally been quietly talking to a few people about Discmania 1 and 4. There's only a few weeks left according to like the original posts and all of that kind of stuff. Absolutely. So, here's another solid performance by Ben, kind of in the twilight of the competition. You have, we have Ben, Ashton, Connor, and Sebastian, are the 4 finalists, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been keeping my eye out of like, who in Discmania, who in the 1 and 4 has a shot? Who do we think? But most of us kind of picked different people for the 4 in the first place. So it's anyone's ball game, to be honest, I would say.
You're absolutely right. And remember, it's not purely done on results on the course either. There is a social media / brand element to this as well, and so that will play its part, I'm sure. And we'll get some information on this, because I've got a feeling that some announcement or winners, etc., may well be announced when Avery and Simon are in the country in early February. It would certainly seem to kind of line up that's gonna happen. I've not heard anything. Obviously, I'm speculating at this point, but just sort of looking at it and going, you need some time to sort shit out, and then they happen to be in the country in a very kind of marquee event for New Zealand disc golf, not the organisation, but the New Zealand disc golf community. Then yeah, that kind of seems to make sense. That's when an announcement might be made. We'll see if we can get more information on that as it comes. Right now, up and down the country over the next week or so, Scott Stokely is going to be running some clinics all over the country. Now, he was on our last episode. This was episode 94. You can find it on our YouTube and Facebook pages. If you head over to YouTube, search for Sweet Chain Music, and you'll find episode number 94, broadcast on the 17th of November. Whilst you're there, I would encourage you to hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything at all, and helps us out greatly. And if you want to hit the little notification bell, it will also tell you when we're about to go live. Also, but Scott Stokely is holding some clinics over the next week or so in around or all over the country. So here's the calendar. This is a view of scottstokely.net. And if you go up to disc golf instruction and clinic calendar, it takes you to this page here. And so he'll be taking us through his clinic for a couple of hours on each of this. So you got Auckland on the 10th, which is this Saturday, on the 11th, Sunday evening in Taupo, Wednesday evening in Wellington, what's that? Saturday morning in Christchurch, Sunday evening in Queenstown, and then the 22nd is next Thursday at 6:30 to 8:30. So that's a good time. You got half an hour to get back in time for the show, and so that's happening over the next couple of weeks. The Wellington one is obviously the one that I'm most interested in. And probably the one, will be the one that I'm going to. This price here, you have to sign up on the website, right? So you have to go to scottstokely.net and sign up on the website. I don't know, but I don't believe there's a cash in hand alternative. I think you have to go through the website. So get someone to do it, and that will be done. The price you see on the screen here is in US dollars. So be mindful of that. That's $16 US. So it comes out about 25, I think, New Zealand-ish, New Zealand dollars. Just pay for your for what it is, and then click get tickets. I know it says 25 there. I think that's the price in New Zealand dollars, and this price is in US dollars. So just be mindful of that. That doesn't quite look like that. As with a lot of what Scott Stokely does, he's a big supporter of special needs charities and groups which support people with learning difficulties. So if you are a part of any of those groups, or you're related to anybody who fits into that criteria, then you can get this clinic for free. And for the benefit of the people in Wellington, the clinic is being held at Harcourt Park. It's in the field across the road from the basket of hole 5, which is where you normally park your car if you're coming to Heiser, just to the sort of right of the stage if you're stood on it. What it means, because it's next Wednesday, it means that the Wellington Spring League will not run next Wednesday. We will not have Spring League on next Wednesday, as many people will be at the clinic. Hopefully, we'll see you there. Good for New Zealand, Brady.
Yeah, it's great for New Zealand. I'm really interested and happy that someone's coming over and like sharing it. It's the same thing with, I know the clinics run by Drew, both in Auckland and in Christchurch, drew quite the crowd. And so it's good that they're kind of leaving some of their skills behind when they come over. So yeah, like I'm looking forward to it. Like I haven't been to a good clinic in a long time, probably since Nationals back in Paradise, when, like Jay Redding and Jeremy Colling were giving clinics. So, like it'll be good to have that again. And so Scott Stokely coming into major season, the idea that the first major will also probably have Simon or Avery giving a clinic as well. So yeah, it's good that we're getting some knowledge passed over from other Americans this time.
Absolutely. We'll just do a quick scan of the events. So you've got Auckland on Saturday at Rosedale, and that's at the Rosedale Disc Golf Park. You've then got, after that...
Oh, it's Taupo, wasn't it?
Taupo was the next one. Let me just find it. There it is. And I suspect that'll be at Spa Park. And that's on Sunday evening at 6 o'clock. Yeah, that's in Spa Park. So head over there. Wellington is at Harcourt Park. Christchurch on the Saturday is at Brooker Ave. So head over to Brooker Ave in Burwood for that. That was obviously where Bros for Chains was played. Then you've got Queenstown on the 18th, which is
Gardens or Jardines?
That's at Tucker Beach.
Ooh.
So yeah, head over to Tucker Beach for that one, and then the clinic in Invercargill, I suspect, is at the Queen's Park. Is it? Yes, Queen's Park Golf Club, the main disc golf park in Invercargill.
And I was going to say also a bit of a shout out to Vortica. I know that they've been helping Scott in organizing these events around the country. So, thank you for all of your work in making these clinics happen. It's good to see the community out there doing good stuff. So yeah, thank you, Vortica.
Absolutely. It's not just. It would be very difficult for someone like Scott, who, if you haven't heard our interview with him, then you can find it. Talked about how it lives in his van and lives traveling essentially, and so doesn't have a base. Makes it, I would imagine, very difficult to try and coordinate these kind of things. Constantly traveling around. So yeah, it's great to see. It's great to see. Right, Brady, what else have we missed out on over the last couple of weeks? Is there anything?
Well, I have to, wish good luck to everyone competing this weekend. We do have an event coming up. The Fling is back. Dave Rose and Gecko Disc Sports are running a modified Ascot course. So that's gotta shout out them, shout out the other sponsor. Go Dave. Good luck to everyone out there this weekend. And Dave, hope you all have fun and the weather holds out for you.
Yep.
We've had some leagues. Have leagues been playing? How's Spring League going?
Spring League's going well. Francis is tearing it up in Wellington, doing very well. Andy is also playing very well. Andy Davies also playing very well as well. I didn't get to play last week, but week before last, but I played yesterday. And yeah, it's been going all right. There's lots of leagues which are coming to an end over the next few weeks, and so we'll be doing a bit of a wrap-up show in at Christmas time to go through who our league champions are from around the country. So yeah, definitely worth tuning in for that one. Right. Anything else we need to cover today?
I would like, for the viewers that we do have today, I'd love for you to leave a comment. It's Christmas episode in 2 weeks on the 22nd. What type of Christmas hat or decoration would you like Matt and I to wear on the show?
My word.
Should it be, like the classic elf stocking hat? Does it need to be like some tall pointed thing, reindeer antlers? Leave a comment below on what Matt and I should wear on the show. And not only will we wear it, we'll pick a winner. And
we do need to do a giveaway.
Gift from Sweet Shane.
It wouldn't be Christmas if we didn't do a giveaway. So we'll also have to do a giveaway. Full costume. Okay, but
Santa costume? What do you mean full costume, Kath? So Kath says full costume. Are we Santa? Are we elves? Are we reindeer? Can I be a snowman? Is this like a Kiwi full costume? Vaughn one-ups her, so it's a Grinch. I like this. Can I be like highlighter yellow Grinch rather than green Grinch?
It could be some interesting options here. So yeah, we got Christmas episode. Obviously, when we talked at the top of the show about how the show might change and evolve into 2023. I think it's also a good time to ask for feedback from you guys, from the audience, about how would you like to see the show kind of change and evolve. We've got a few changes we're going to be making that we think will be we think will be right. And so it's gonna be but we'd love to hear your comments. How can we make our show better? It's for the benefit, I hope, of everybody out there, not just for information and entertainment, infotainment, if that's a thing, I don't know. But that's the idea of the show. So how can we keep you more informed and make you more entertained? Let us know either in the comments below or send us an email, info@sweetchainmusic.co.nz. Excellent. I think that's probably us for today, Brady.
Yeah, I think that's good. Let's get this ball rolling, start building that momentum again. I
Yeah,
know we're about to take another break, but hey, we can go out with a bang this year and then start on fire next year.
absolutely, absolutely. And I'm in wedding recovery mode, so yes, I can already feel I'm getting a little bit sick. So we'll hopefully that goes away pretty quick. We'll see. We'll see. But look, best of luck to everybody playing at the Fling this weekend, and for everybody going to the clinics that are on over the next week or so. Wherever you're playing disc golf, take it easy, play well, get some birdies, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.